Leave me all on red, that's some cold. Then you hit me late at night, you suppose that.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Easily Deceived, Uncomfortable Conversations in the Car. And I am your host, Mikey. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. If this is your first time viewing my channel, I have conversations in the car. I am a driver, so I'm always in my car. The majority of my life is spent behind the wheel of a car, and I have a lot of time that I'm alone with my thoughts. So I thought I would start this channel just to kind of share some of my thoughts. Hopefully, they will motivate, inspire, encourage someone. They may make you laugh, they may make you cry. Um, but it is just my opinion, my observation, and my thoughts. So you may agree, you may not, and it's okay. All right. So today's video is going to be um, maybe a little uncomfortable for some, but it's going to be in regards to our young women. And when I say young women, I'm talking about like young teenage years into maybe like 14, 15. Things that I have been noticing a lot, and I really want to discuss it with you all. So if you have young daughters, these are conversations that you might want to have with your daughters and your sons too. So let's get into today's video. All right, guys. So, as you already know, or some of you know that have been following me, I do security at a big retail store, at the Great Value store, is what I call it. And I hope you guys can hear me okay because I'm talking into my mic, so I hope you guys can hear me okay. But I do security, and I notice a lot of young ladies coming into the store at night with their boyfriends. And when I say young ladies, they may be between the ages of like maybe 14 to 16, 17 at tops. But they're very young. I can tell they're very young simply by the way they act. I am a mother of 3 adult human beings that I love dearly, and I know how preteens act, especially young ladies. So I can tell that they're, in their teens because of the way they act. But they come in, and this is gonna have a couple of different parts to it because I've noticed several different things. First off, they come into the store and they're not with their parents. So I know that, Walmart, well, there I said it. I didn't mean to, but the Great Value store, anywho, has become like a hangout spot for teenagers. They come in without their parents, they're not shopping, they're just kind of walking around the store, hanging out with their friends, whatever. But I've seen lately that these young ladies are coming in with their boyfriends. And how do I know that they're their boyfriends? Because they're all hugged up on them, right? They're just hugged up, and they're holding hands, and they can't keep their hands off each other. It's just, I don't know. It For me, it's a little inappropriate for someone that young to be acting the way that they're acting. And they come in, and they're loud and they're rambunctious, and and that's all fine. You know what I'm saying? Teenagers will be teenagers. But what concerns me is the fact that when they come in with these young boys, they have hickeys on their necks, and I'm old school. You know what I'm saying? I know a hickey when I see a hickey. Baby, trust me, I've had a hickey or two in my day. All right? So I know what a hickey look like. All on your neck, all on your face and all that. I've been there back in the day. But they come in with these hickeys all on their neck, and to me, it could mean a couple of different things. It could mean that they're involved in heavy petting, and I'm saying petting as in kissing and all that. Or they could be sexually active. And what concerns me is the fact that these girls are so young. They are so young to the point where you're still acting like a child, but you're doing adult things, whether it's petting, kissing, or actual, sexual activities. And what concerned me is that just last night, I seen a young girl come in. I don't know if she was intoxicated. I don't know if she was on some type of drug, but she was acting very weird, like very, I don't know, just very weird. She was like kind of like looking around. She had the glassy eyes, and she was with a boy. The girl looked to be maybe about 14. I'll give her 14. The boy looked to be maybe about 16, 17. And the way he was holding her hand, it really concerned me. It wasn't like, they just walking around holding hands like a gentle hold. He was like squeezing her hand, and he was kind of like bending her fingers backwards. And I kept looking at him because the look on her face, she looked uncomfortable. And, he was kind of, I don't want to say dragging her along, but he was walking a little bit in front of her, and she was walking like behind him. And it was just the way he was holding her hand, grabbing her hand and squeezing it and kind of like bending her fingers back. So I just kept watching them. They went to the bathroom, and then they, walked by me again. And I just stayed focused on the young lady because I don't know if she was in any kind of trouble. It just didn't look like two normal kids just hanging out at Walmart, courting, and we're just going to walk around Walmart or whatever. It didn't look like that to me. So I guess I want to make this video for parents of young teenage girls. Have conversations with your daughters, okay? Talk to your daughters and your sons. I never want to exclude, the young men or the boys. I don't want to exclude them. But parents, talk to your children, period. But definitely have conversations with your daughters, because it's a lot of things that are going on where young ladies are concerned, trafficking, and just a whole lot of things that are targeted to little girls. And I made another video before about giving your child so much independence, and I was talking about smaller children. But in this instance, it can go for teenagers as well. Don't give your children so much independence. Yeah, I know that they may be in middle school, high school, whatever. They're not children in your eyes anymore, but they are still your children. They are still your babies. I don't care when they get grown. My children are still my babies and gonna be that, okay? So don't give them so much independence. And if you are a parent that wants to be your child's friend, then you need to really reevaluate your relationship, because now we're living in a world where it's 95% crazy people. The world is just full of lunatics, like for real, that have no morals, they have no standards, they have no compassion. They're fools, they're crazy. And you can't just trust that when you send your daughter out with her boyfriend to go hang out at the Great Value store, that everything is going to be okay. It's not okay. That young lady last night really concerned me. It really concerned me because for one, the way she was looking, she had hickeys all up and down her neck. He was holding her hand very aggressively, and it's nothing for your daughter to be in an abusive relationship and she's hiding it from you. So have conversations with your daughters. Keep your eyes on your daughters. Pay attention to your daughter's mood changes. If she changes her mood, if she used to be a person that was, very outgoing, very social, very bubbly, and then all of a sudden, she starts being, a little bit more reserved, and she starts, staying to herself a lot more, then pay attention to those signs, and I know that teenagers, they go through their different phases of life, where they don't want to be bothered or whatever. They kind of want to be off to themselves. But you need to be a little bit more involved in your child's life. If her personality just changes up, you need to be aware of that. You need to pay attention to that, okay? So I just felt like I had to say that because, like I said, that what I saw last night really, really bothered me. And I've seen a lot of it, in the store where, it's open late. They come to the store with their friends. They hang out. If the parents are like, oh, she's at Walmart, she's okay. Well, a lot of things can happen at the Great Value store. A lot of things can happen in there. So just be mindful of who your daughter is hanging out with. Get in her business, okay? Because we have a right as parents to get in our children's business. Ask questions. You know, keep your eyes on what they got going on. If they change their attitude, if they change the way they dress, if they are hanging out with new friends, just be aware. Just be aware and be very cautious of what your children are doing, because it's a lot of crazies out there. So that's what I wanted to say in this video. I want to say something else just came to my mind that happened as well. This is kind of like a little different, but it's something that kind of blew my mind. So I'm standing there and I'm watching, and I have a tendency to keep my eye on little kids when they're in the store, because a lot of time the parents aren't paying attention to them because they're either scanning the groceries or they're talking to the cashier or whatever, but they have a tendency to not pay attention to their small children. So me being security, I kind of keep an eye on them just to make sure they don't wander off or away from the parent, or just to make sure they're okay. So last night I'm standing there and this guy and I'm going to say his daughter, older gentleman and his daughter, I was assuming maybe his daughter or granddaughter, but they were at the cashier and he was paying for the groceries. And what made me pay attention to them is because he was letting her put the things on the counter, on the conveyor belt. And my granddaughter likes to do that too. Whenever we go grocery shopping, she likes to put the food up on the belt herself. So I let her. So he was letting her do that. And I would say the little girl is probably about 4 or 5. Okay. So she was putting all the groceries on there, got to the part where they were getting ready to pay. The man must have forgot something, because he put the little girl in the cart. He put the little girl in the cart and he tells the cashier, I'll be right back. And I'm standing close enough to where I hear him tell the cashier, I'll be right back. But he didn't take the little girl in the cart. He left the little girl in the cart right in the front of the store. And I'm like, now why would he do that? So when he walked away, I walked over to the cashier and said, did he just walk away and leave this little girl here? And she was like, yeah, I don't know why he did that. He forgot something in the store. So I said, now it's people like this. Now, if somebody was to walk up and just take that cart, of course I would be like, no, you can't take that cart or whatever. But say, and the little girl was a little black girl. Say if a black woman, could have been a white woman, any woman, I don't know, walked up and just pushed the cart away. I seen her with a man, but who's to say that woman might not be her mother? Anybody could have walked up and got that cart and just pushed it away out the store. This man was gone inside of the store every bit of 5 minutes. He was gone. And the little girl was just sitting there. But I was like, why would you do that? Why would you leave your granddaughter, daughter, whomever, in the cart in the front of the store? And another thing, why would you put that responsibility on the cashier to watch your child? She's busy. She's at work. This is not a daycare. It's not a sitting agency. No. Even me, me being security, I feel like that's part of my responsibility. But still, if a woman was to walk up to that cart and just push it away, am I supposed to stop her and be like, no, excuse me, ma'am, who are you? Are you this child's mother, or do you know this child? Don't put me in that kind of responsibility. Don't do that. So I said all that to say, don't leave your kids in the cart in the front of a store and walk back into the store. Take your child with you. Something can happen in an instant. I say it all the time. The Great Value Store has a whole wall of missing children. A whole wall that they have up there, and none of them have been recovered. Please do not put your child in a situation where she will be up on that wall. Okay? All right. So that's my video for today. If you know somebody, you know, a young adult, a teenager, young lady that you know, has changed, her personality has changed, her characteristics have changed drastically. You know, she's doing things she never used to do before, and you notice that, and it's something in you that, you know, is telling you like something's not right. Have a conversation with that young lady, because if you feel like something is not right, 9 times out of 10, it's probably something is not right. Okay, so don't just, you know, don't just push away that feeling. Take it serious. Even if nothing is wrong, take it serious, because you never know. All right, so show this video to a mom who has a teenager, or if you're a mom that has a teenager yourself, you know, it's time to start having uncomfortable conversations with our children. All right, so thank you guys for watching. I truly appreciate all of your views, your subscriptions. I really do. Share this with your friends, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, set your notifications so the next uncomfortable conversation I have, you won't miss out. All right, I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a great day.
She's scared of commitments, so beware. She's scared of loving me, so be